So, Vini Jr., the latest thing on this disgusts me, quite honestly. And I'm going to read it out to you, and then you might understand where I'm coming from. So, this was from the BBC, this article. So, no sensationalist website, no clickbait nonsense. The BBC. They say, Brazilian news commentators described the decision to give the Ballon d'Or to Rodri as an unjust and retaliatory move, with some concluding that it was the most controversial decision in the Ballon d'Or's history. Many claim the Real Madrid player was denied the award because of his stance on the racism he faces in Spain. We all know that Vinicius is a target of racism in Spain for football and other parts of Europe, and he actively fights against racism, said Chuga Chakra, a commentator from leading Brazilian TV news Globo News. This leads us to question whether the result that gave Rodri the win was influenced by prejudice and racism towards Vinicius Jr. That is disgusting. Look, Vinicius Jr. has undoubtedly had to deal with disgusting racism at times when playing in Spain. No argument about that. That itself needs to be sorted out. But to suggest that the 100 international coaches and club captains who vote for the Ballon d'Or were in some way not voting for Vinicius Jr. because of the colour of his skin is pathetic. It is taking the whole fight against racism and turning it into a joke. Look, as I've said, he is receiving racist abuse. That needs to stop, as does any professional athlete or person receiving any type of racist abuse. But this type of behaviour just undermines that fight against racism. To just label a decision that was razor close, to say it's because of racism, because of the colour of his skin, it's pathetic, it's saddening, and it's damaging for the game of football. Look, we can all debate who we think should have won the Ballon d'Or. You can all debate who your personal player of the year was. For me, I think Rodri is a fitting winner. I don't think that Vini Jr. deserved it personally. But either way, to play the race card here, it's disgusting. For Madrid to talk about a lack of respect, and Madrid don't go where they're not respected. This is the same club, by the way, that wants to run off and ditch the UEFA competition to form and be at the head of a Super League, and they're talking about disrespect. I think that Real Madrid need to be reined in now, because they're losing their damn minds. The sense of entitlement is absolutely despicable. It's mental to me that they think that they can just throw these accusations out there and do what they want, and the rest of the football world has to bow down to them. Just to give you context on this, before I finish up on it, Real Madrid were supposed to have a delegation of 50 people attending the award. Now, this isn't my words. These are the words of Miguel Delaney, who was on Sky Sports last night. 50 people were supposed to be attending the awards for Madrid. And when they found out that Vinicius Jr. wasn't going to win the award, well, they threw their toys out of the pram and stopped all of them going. Despite the fact that they were given Team of the Year and Carlo Ancelotti was given Coach of the Year, they didn't bother their backsides to send anybody. If that isn't a sense of entitlement and arrogance, I don't know what is. It is disgusting. Anyway, we move on from that. For me, look, I think Rodri's an exceptional player. I think he is the best midfielder in the world, most likely. Certainly in his position, the way he plays it. And I think he's a fitting winner. So yeah, congratulations to Rodri on his award. I think it's deserved personally, so I've no issues with it. But I do have an issue with football being dragged into the gutter because people are looking for underlying racism that just isn't there in this instance. What I found mad about the whole racism thing was, so the Brazilian journalists that are claiming this are claiming that it was racism from the rest of Europe and the world towards a player who everybody acknowledges has been racially abused in Spain. So they're trying to paint a picture that he's been racially abused in Spain, so the punishment for that is the football world to say, well, no, we can't give the guy who's standing up against racism an award. Like, it just doesn't logically make any sense. It's mad. Everybody is disgusted by the racist crap that he and other black players have had to put up with, and other players of other ethnicity have had to put up with. Nobody should have to. But I think if we're being really honest about these conversations, there's also something to be said about resorting to that as a get out of jail free card if you're looking like an idiot. Too many times I've had the race card played on me on this channel for having an opinion. And I've seen it done to other people as well. And that to me is equally as damaging. Maybe not as equally, sorry, but is damaging towards the fight to remove racism. Because it's a get out of jail free card for some people. Oh, well, it couldn't be that X, Y, or Z isn't good enough, or it couldn't be that it's racism. People are too quick, too easy to jump on that and try and point the finger. It's disgusting. Any other club other than Madrid would have been annihilated by the media if they acted like this, said Rohan. So there's not just that, Rohan. There's the fact that this is the club who's talking about respect. Talking about Real Madrid not going where they're not respected. And at the same time, sticking two fingers up to the Champions League by telling the world they want to go and join the Super League. And they want to be founders of the Super League. And they have the cheek. Florentino Perez has the gall to talk to the rest of the football world about respect. Respect? Are you fucking mad? The Ballon d'Or ever been really about a good individual trophy? Look, I stopped giving a shit about it when Van Dijk didn't win it. I'll be really honest with you. I understand that maybe the vote was split because we had three really outstanding performers that year in Sadio Mane, Mohamed Salah and Virgil van Dijk. But I lost faith when Van Dijk didn't win that award because he deserved to win it, in my opinion. So, yeah, I think, again, I can only repeat what I've said. I think it's pathetic for Madrid. It's kind of crazy. International players weighted so heavily in the Ballon d'Or conversation. Some amazing players and horrible country teams. I know. And again, you would say, if you're looking at club football only and trying to give it to Vinicius Jr., well, Haaland's absolutely dwarfed those numbers. And, you know, nobody's crying about him. I don't know why Madrid can't just look at this and go, well, I think it was the first time in 40 years, if I'm not mistaken, I think 24 years, sorry. First time in a long, long time that a Spaniard has won the Ballon d'Or. And the Spanish club are cry arsing about a Spaniard winning the Ballon d'Or. That just feels weird. And most of the people I've spoken with, and I will definitely put myself in this camp, feel that Rodri is a deserving winner. You know, what he did with his club, we all know our feelings on City, but for him as a player, tremendous. Again, with Spain internationally, tremendous. Except when he went to Scotland, by the way, so well done the Scots on that one. First time in 63 years, said Wanga. There you go. And they're cry-arsing about it. Morton said Rodri or Carvajal. Look, again, Carvajal has every right to be in and around that conversation. Again, a great international and club season. A very good player. A great servant to the game. A great servant to Real Madrid. And a top talent. But it was close. Like, this is one of those few years where it never really felt like there was a clear, outstanding runaway candidate. Andre said, look, maybe Vini deserved it, maybe he didn't, but I'm so happy how angry Real Madrid fans are. They're the worst fans in the world, and nothing makes me happier. Yeah, I agree. They're not great. They're so entitled. They're so disrespectful of players that they think aren't even good. Like, they didn't want Bellingham. I keep talking about this. They didn't want Bellingham. They kept saying how they didn't need him, how he was overrated, how he was English hype. Didn't want them. Now, he came in, does great for a season, they're all in love with him, doesn't score yet this season, and they're all out waving the white hankies again, trying to get rid of him. Madness.